So good afternoon. Thank you so much for coming. The people who are traveling with Tom just said, "Quite a party you throw in Vernon." And I have to agree. It's been great to see all of your wonderful faces. Today represents the beginning, the first step of many people's first steps to take this riding back to where it rightfully belongs, with orange roofs. And I want to thank you all for wearing these scarves that I shared with you today as a symbol for that conviction. I hear there's a very well-informed crowd here today. I'm from the Okanagan-Shuswap area. It's part of who I am. I was born just south of our riding, and I was raised on a small farm in Oyama. Does everyone know where Oyama is? It's now called Lake Country, so there's some... No, it's still Oyama. It's always Oyama to us. It's all the best of what this region has to offer, the pure water, the fresh fruit, the incredible relationships that we've cultivated. Those are all a part of who I am. Since I was only a very little girl, we spent our summers on the beach at Canoe. So who knows where Canoe is? Okay. A small and beautiful town on the edge of the Shuswap. And when I sit on the shores of that incredible lake, I know there's nowhere in the world that I'd rather be than right here in this Okanagan-Shuswap. Now my partner and I live off the grid in Falkland, another small but politically active town, working to reduce our ecological footprint and enjoying all the best of nature there. You are here today because you want your elected officials, and unelected senators, by the way, to demonstrate integrity. You are here today because you believe ordinary citizens, when working together, can generate extraordinary outcomes. You are here today because you want to create a better world for your children than you inherited from your parents and from the Conservatives. You're here today because you believe in democracy, you believe in social justice, and you believe that any problems that we're facing here in the Okanagan-Shuswap can be resolved with the right policies and the right leadership. And we are here for the same reasons, and we can achieve that vision of what is good and right for each other when we vote NDP in October 2015. Mark it on your calendars. Today I stand before you declaring my intent to run as the NDP candidate for Okanagan-Shuswap. My team has an audacious campaign strategy, and I would like to invite each and every one of you to be part of it. We have set for ourselves an awesome but achievable goal of turning this region orange. It's time we return to our NDP roots and reclaim for this great region the prosperity, the progressive democracy, the affordability, and the pristine environment we have all dreamed of and have a right to enjoy. If you want to be part of my team, and I hope that you do, make sure I know who you are. Introduce yourself to me. Sign up and let's move forward boldly with energy and determination. I have a sign-up sheet on the side. Please leave your name and I will be in touch with you directly. If you're just meeting me for the first time today, many of you are, I encourage you to get to know me better. Ask me anything. Find me in person on Thursday mornings at the Bean Scene, or come and walk with me and colleagues the coldest night of the year campaign. You can almost always find me on every social media platform imaginable. Email me at jacqui4ndp@gmail.com, and I'm very excited to connect with you. I want to hear how I can bring your voice to Ottawa. Jacqui? Jacqui. Thank you for asking that. Folks, there are many families, far too many families, that can't afford the basic necessities of life here in this prosperous valley. These are decent people. People who may want to work but who can't find jobs. People who, for many different reasons, can't work. People who are working actual several part-time jobs and still can't meet ends meet. We heard the stories. We know those stories. And people who must travel great distances and spend time away from their families to work. And I'm sure all of us know some families who are going through that. There are people and their children who are struggling to have enough to eat, to have adequate shelter, to have safety and security. And with simple changes to the way that we cherish human dignity we can lift up our friends out of despair. And when we do that, when we vote for the party that can do that, we lift all of us up. Everyone becomes better off. And this is already happening in some other countries around the world. As Tom said, divided we fall, united we are strong. We must resist actively the divisive politics of the Conservatives and of the Liberals. I ask you to say no more to those politics. I ask you to say no more to corporate greed and to a denial of climate change. How many of you read that absolutely incredible letter to the editor from our current MP? Phenomenal and shocking that an MP would hold such views about the state of climate. I ask you to elect me as your voice in Ottawa, the voice of the post-Harper era.
All right.
Post-Harper era.
Post-Harper era. It sounds so good, doesn't it?
Yes.
I am getting a little ahead of myself. There's one small but significant step I need your support with before we get to that October 2015 mark on a ballot. We have to make a very big decision here in this riding. I've heard that we have actually 5 potential candidates vying for the NDP position. There are 3 of us here today, 3, maybe 4, but 3 for sure. And so you have to make a very big decision to decide who that person will be moving forward. Each of us are now hitting the ground running, working very hard to share information about ourselves with you, to answer your questions, to talk about the policies and the platform that we stand for, and to promote the NDP amongst people who have questions about our ability to manage finances and our ability to hold people to task, and great questions that you're asking that speak to that. There's far too much at stake here. We will not settle for second again in the next federal riding. With my experience, with my wisdom, with my passion, I believe I am the person to do just that. My name is Jacqui Gingras, and I am a New Democrat. Thank you very much.